Star Wars The Last Jedi is the latest entry by the Mouse House into the Star Wars franchise. It's causing a huge divide among casual moviegoers and fans alike. During the course of this review, I'm going to be taking a critical look at some of the major plot holes in The Last Jedi, along with a few other things that bug me as well. As stated before, Disney is receiving massive backlash from lifelong Star Wars fans. These fans are condemning the movie while critics are raving over it. To understand it all, I'm going to be doing a heavy spoiler review, and if you like what you see today, consider subscribing. Everyone who's seen The Last Jedi can probably agree that the movie looks visually beautiful on screen. Shot with Area Alexa and Panavision cameras and filmed on location in the United Kingdom, Ireland, and Croatia, director Rian Johnson delivers a cinematically beautiful movie that deserves to be seen in the biggest possible format. Industrial Light and Magic once again returned to their Star Wars roots to deliver some impressive looking scenery and post-production CG imagery. Mixed in 6 different audio tracks, The Last Jedi also sounds fantastic in a movie theater. However, this is where I stop giving The Last Jedi praise and hop on the bandwagon with a lot of fans and saying that The Last Jedi deserves its very low 53% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, I'm not going to give away the entire storyline, but rather I'm going to focus on 5 points of the story in depth that bugged me the most. At the end, I'm going to list a plethora of other problems I saw with the movie as well. Number 1. About halfway through the movie, General Hux and the First Order fleet have caught up to the remnants of the Rebel fleet. It is the slowest space chase in the history of science fiction as Hux tails the Rebel ships, waiting for them to run out of fuel. During the 18-hour chase, they only fire a couple of their laser cannons. With Snoke's super ship in tow and several Star Destroyers and legions of fighters, couldn't Hux just send ships ahead to cut off the Rebels and launch all the fighters to destroy the Rebel fleet? Why are the Rebel ships slowing down when they run out of fuel? Doesn't Newton's first law apply here since there's no gravity in space? Number 2. During the chase, we are introduced to Admiral Holdo, an apparent legend in the Rebel Alliance. Once Leia is injured, Holdo takes over the fleet and refuses to tell her intentions of how to save the fleet, leaving the audience and all the crew to believe she is leading them to their doom, only to find out in the third act of the movie this is not the case. What possible reason was there to not tell Poe or anyone in the small Tiger fleet her intentions? Number 3. Speaking of Leia being injured, to my understanding of the Star Wars universe, Leia is Force sensitive, not a person who can use the Force like a Jedi. Yet when a TIE fighter destroys the bridge of the ship Leia is on, she's able to use the Force to bring herself back to the ship. WTF. Number 4. What's with the whole side story with Maz and the Casino Planet? Did the writers only include her because they felt obligated to after The Force Awakens? Why was she the first person they reached out to? How does Poe know her? It's not like Flynn knew her well, they only met for 5 minutes in the last movie. And she seems to have recovered quite nicely after her bar getting blown up after the first movie. The whole side story to the Casino Planet didn't make any sense to me at all. Finn seems to have been swept aside for no reason in The Last Jedi. Number 5. Who is Snoke? We get this mysterious character from Episode 7 who then dies in this movie. There's no background to him, so why should we care about him? Why is his face all messed up? Also, you're telling me that most powerful bad guy in the universe couldn't tell that his protege was using the Force to spin a lightsaber that was next to him, which cuts him in half, even though he can detect every other thought the man is thinking? Now, these are just 5 problems I decided to explain a little bit in depth from the movie. Here's a list of other problems I also found with the movie as well. There's a question of Rey's parents, Luke having thoughts of killing Kylo, or Luke's death at the end. Not to mention the filmmakers didn't do a simple Google search to see how gravity and bombs work in zero G. Why are our Star Destroyer cannons unable to penetrate the shields on Rebel ships, but 2 TIE fighters can blow up the bridge on the Rebel command ship? Why was Kylo Ren able to fly through the hangar of the Rebel ship in his TIE fighter when its shields are up, but yet in the Return of the Jedi, all the Rebel fighters had to pull up because the Death Star shields were still up?
Break off the attack. The shield is still up. All craft, pull up.
And likewise, the shields were still up on the planet in Rogue One. Why didn't the Rebel ship try and block some of the incoming fire for the escaping transports when they're all traveling in the same direction? Why were the First Order only able to see the escaping ships only after the random hacker guy told them about them? It seems to me that if you can hit them with 100% accuracy, you should be able to find them fairly easily, especially when they're white ships against the blackness of space. Why were the Rebel bombers flying so closely when attacking the First Order Star Destroyers? Seems like that's the first lesson in military tactics, and something you learn in bombing school is to not bunch up and make yourself an easy target for when the enemy is shooting at you, so you're not all taken out at once. Why are the Rebels even using bombs? Why not use missiles or torpedoes? Why are the TIE fighters not focusing on destroying the bombers anyway? There are less than 15 of them. How does Rose know how to pilot a land combat speeder? I thought she was a mechanic. Why does Finn's speeder melt around him when flying in the center of the last cannon, but his face does not? We know the speeders are poorly built when we see Poe's foot fall through the floor of one. Why do TIE fighters keep following the Millennium Falcon through tight spaces? Have they not seen the other Star Wars movies? Why does Captain Phasma suck at fighting? She gets beat by a janitor stormtrooper. Why don't the Rebels have their own codebreaker or cyber warfare person? Seems like that's kind of a necessity to win a war. How in the world is Poe forgiven so easily for brushing the deaths he caused of Rebel pilots under the rug, or for leading a mutiny on the Rebel command ship? I don't know of any militaries in the world that are cool with this. Why was there a shirtless Kylo scene? That was just weird. How is Rey so good with a lightsaber? She had like 2 days with Luke off the coast of Ireland. If Luke wants to be left alone, then why did he make a map to find him? The only saving grace here in all this is that maybe, just maybe, Episode 9 will answer a lot of these questions. Multi-film sagas are only released one at a time, and you don't get the full picture of the story until each installment is released. Should you see The Last Jedi on the big screen? Even with all of its fault, The Last Jedi is still a beautiful piece of art. There are epic lightsaber duels and space battles throughout. If you can get over the mess of a story, you'll be able to enjoy some top-notch special effects and beautiful sunset and sunrises shots in the movies. Now, if you agree with me or not, let me know in the comment section below, and be sure to consider subscribing on your way out. I'm Isaac, and this is Movie University.